struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made.
The fuck is going on here?
Suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden
His email's right there, guys.
@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Alright. This seems interesting so far. That is a bright-ass room. What the fuck? Warning.
Warning. Whisper machine active. Shift destruction imminent.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Okay.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
You can see the bottom. That's funny. Okay, where am I supposed to go? Oh. Okay. That answers my question. Oh, I hate Labyrinth.
Apparently the space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. That's really nice of you.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
us all. That beam is powering a whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
Oh, so I need to kill myself to save everyone.
But for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Seeing as this is a video game, yeah. Sure. 'Cause that's the
Let me
only
pause
way
here
that
for a
this is gonna...
What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiled
Yeah,
and
I am
plays it,
speechless.
something
I'm
goes
like...
wrong. There's a bug somewhere.
I don't think
and
it's gonna
this is what
happen.
happens instead.
The fuck?
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this
I can see
floating
the
could be
maze.
the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Okay. Past what's behind her.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards. So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative.
That's it?
It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a
Yeah,
unique
it's
voice
from the
rather
same
than
people. It's
simply
from Crow
basing
Crow
it on a
Crows,
pre-existing
basically.
trope.
Why does the future keep changing? Oh shit, the room changed. And then she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. Cool. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Talk about short game, Jesus Christ. The fuck? This reminds me of Age of Empire. You're now entering
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting. Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
and we slow down as we go up the stairs. And now
Once
we
you've been
can't
slowed
move.
to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Read an enemy's
A
email
room
to
that's
learn
warm
how
and
to beat
nice
them. You are a
and
gate.
filled with little ideas
Game
for
filled with
games.
chairs, except one chair is floating. You start in a small room until you realize you can walk through the walls. A series
Coda
of...
would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time
Sharks
to
are
really
trying
see
to eat
that.
you.
It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Press U to surrender. A button you press to stop the chaos that doesn't work. Huh. I didn't read all the shit that was there. No point. Ready, set, fish? Oh god, not a fucking fishing game. If I have to fish, I quit. Okay. Is this another CSGO map?
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Well, I can't see shit here. I can't go back up there. What is this game? Okay. There's something. Hit keys? I mean, I am. There's only so many keys. It stops here. The problem is I can't see shit over here. Close the door?
Alright, let me just walk you through it. You're gonna hit the switch on the outside to open the door, then hit the same switch and walk through the door before it closes. You'll see a second switch on the inside, which will open the second door. Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Oh,
We're gonna
geez,
see it
really?
a lot.
1, 2, 3. Thanks, Carnage. I appreciate it. The narrator went like, okay, you can't solve this shit. You suck. I'm gonna help you. Yeah, you've played this before. Yeah, you were telling me that.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough.
But that's not
Alright,
it.
Now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room. How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Those are not real games. Oh my god. Ah, shit, I can't go the other way. You're now exiting.
Aha! So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Right. Okay. I need more coffee for this shit. Okay, so far I'm not extremely impressed with it. With the game. The Great and the Lovely Descent. I'm hoping that there's more to it. That there's something that has not been yet.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
He will be pissed at the end of this.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Okay, fuck you too. What? Oh, that's an elevator. Okay. Because of the... Yeah, I figured you were saying that because of the ending. What he's saying is I'm gonna be really disappointed.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
No, I don't mind. Oh shit, going down.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Great texture. I've seen this somewhere.
It's the puzzle again,
Oh,
with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
It's okay, we've got other games planned after this. The next game we're gonna play is called Moo Complex. You there, did you come from above?
Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Sims. This OG? What? I didn't sim. Yeah. Do you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors? Reminds me of so much Sims. Yeah. Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get on the other side. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Oh, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? This is the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you there is nothing I want more. Same goddamn room. You're gonna ask me the same goddamn question, aren't you? Is there a puzzle you have to pass through? No, I've been here the entire time. I was gonna say you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space. Why would I sit in the black space? It's plenty peaceful, it might not be seem at first, but you'll come to think of it so in time, eventually. Right. What the fuck am I doing? So bring me back to that stupid puzzle there.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Oh, it's nighttime now. Where are the monsters? What is this? What am I?
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something.
Yeah,
he
leading
wants
to a lamppost.
Destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea.
We'll see if I'll be.
And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
So notice how the place that we came from is brown. That's where we came out of, because everything else is white. The narrator didn't mention that. This game's connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All the notes you see are left by other players. No, they're not. Lying piece of shit. Nice room. Not. How do I leave a message? I was pissed when I finished the game. I was like, I spent time playing this.
I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet.
How do you beat this
All
game?
of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up.
Oh, fuck this.
I saw him working on this very level.
No.
And it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person.
No.
In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy
I am not.
to get his attention.
I'm not.
Walk.
Oh, fuck. I can't jump off.
But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
Can I
Feel
jump
free
off?
to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
I can't go down. This is it. Are you serious?
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better. And actually,
I'm not even reading the notes. Fuck this.
And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head.
Of course I can't sprint. Why the fuck would Coda sprint in this? This was way before sprint, please.
Socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Alright, we'll see if I'll enjoy the game. Maybe I should start a straw poll, get you guys voting on whatever options were left on the straw poll from earlier. Tink, can you get on that for me, or are you too busy right now? Could you do that?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think.
You mean I have to walk through all that
Each
shit?
of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on...
I don't have Stanley Parable installed.
Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Alright.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Am I a porn star? Is this what it is? Nice. Okay. I've got art in my house. Let me get that straw poll. Yeah, just basically pick the, whatever options, just take out Stanley Parable and pick the rest of the options, from the straw poll I posted.
See, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison.
Something about a stripper. Yeah, am I a... The title of this game is Porn Stars Die Too. Okay, I'm like, am I a stripper?
Here's
what the
version
fuck?
2.
Put a giant hole in the ground. Damn it, I'm disappointed. Huge picture of a horse. Yeah, that's not what I would call a horse, but okay. Maybe we should light up this room. Yeah, let's put Tesla coil in the corner. God damn it, I'm disappointed. Table, you need a table. I'm pretty sure none of the choices I'm making make any difference. Yep.
There's a bit more to this one, but still it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake. So okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
You're outside instead of, please walk forward. Oh, I can't walk backward. I was gonna walk backward. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table. Go over to the photo frame and click it to turn it slightly. Now, turn the floor lamp of this room off and back on. I'm guessing it's that one. We go to the left of the sofa and move it a little. Okay. Finally touch the shelves. That's it. In the real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your... What? That was pointless. Okay, that was pointless. That was... Okay, cool.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working?
I like this one. This is my favorite.
But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going.
Scratch that. This is my favorite version.
And then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons.
Okay,
This
what
is
did
the
he
very
hit on?
last version
A
of the
girl?
prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually...
And he gives a shout to the pole. Add beyond eyes. Yeah. Oh, look! It's a hedge maze. And a telephone thing? What the fuck is that? That's... Yep, that's a telephone. Hello? Who is this? You're mine. Apothic! How are you doing?
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who
Hi,
knows.
Apothic.
But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Apothic! Thank you so much for subscribing! Thank you. Alright, let me grab a little foam shape over here. We're gonna grab a little tree. Oh no, not a tree. It's not gonna work, 'cause that's green. We're gonna grab that. It's perfect. Thank you for joining the jams! I think I hit it. Coughs twice. I think I hit a sub button. You did! Thank you so much for that subscription! Thank you! Gonna get some heart hands for Apothic and for all the other people who subbed today. Please. Where the fuck is my pen? There we go. Apothic TV is sub number 3 today. How about that, guys? Alright. Apothic. Capital. Okay. Look at this, Apothic TV. It's backwards for you guys, but don't worry about it. I have the poll. Yeah, feel free to post it. Alright, I'm gonna make a little heart gem. Because you are now officially a gemstone. I know it says a ruby corn, but you're officially a gemstone. I need to change that. I'm gonna do that in like a sec. There we go. That's as good as it's gonna get. I'm great at this, guys, I promise. Fucking pro at drawing gemstone hearts, okay? Fucking pro, y'all. God damn it. It gets worse. I've done this heart how many times today, and it doesn't get any better than this. Okay? It doesn't get any better. Can you get a custom badge at 50? Yeah, something like that. I don't know at what. Honestly, I don't need a custom badge. Like, it's not. I know that a lot of people are disappointed because, oh, we don't get it. I'm like, I'm completely fine with it. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's all the same. Guys, vote on the next game that we're gonna play. I have a feeling this game's fucking short. So it goes. Yes, that is Sig. Yep, that's Sig. Alright, hold on. Let me finish coloring in this amazing, horrible... Welcome to the Jewel crowd. Apothic, with your little green gem. You are officially a J Jewel. Thank you so much. And for those who are curious why I say J Jewel, we've got jades, sapphires, and rubies, which are new subs, are jades. 3 months are... There we go, I'm gonna put it right there. 3 months are, 3 month subs are, sapphires, and the rubies are 6 month subs. And then after that, it's gonna be silver and gold. So 1 year, 2 year. If I were green, I would die. Oh, wait. Alright, hold on. Let me change that thing. Can I alt tab for 2 secs? Thank you. Game, don't disappear on me. I swear to fucking God. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. So it's gonna bug me. Notifications. We're in the 9 health. I fucking changed that again. Hold on, guys. I need to do this 'cause it's gonna bug me otherwise. You know that thing that you feel like, I have to do it, otherwise it's gonna... No, that's not it. Oh, I know where it is. Okay, I can't edit it right now. Hold on, guys. I know where it is. For whatever fucked up reason, I can't. I can't change it. That's fine. Okay, I know where it is. Okay, I'll figure it out after then. It's not letting me change it in the chat. It's bothering me. Yeah, vote while you can, guys. Did you know any sub that is... gives you 6 subs for the count? Yeah, I know. I'm aware of that. I didn't think... Here's the thing, and I'm surprised, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I didn't think that affiliates were gonna get to have all the tiers. But I'm really happy about it. Guys, we are 2 subs away from a scary spoopy stream. Shit, I'm gonna need to find a game now. I technically have Soma, but I kind of wanted to keep this for special occasions. I'm gonna need to find a horror spoopy game. I'm not even reading the text. This is pointless. Bendy and the Ink Machine, I would love to. I don't have the money to buy games. Unfortunately. Because I don't have the money to buy games because all the money that I currently have is going towards, and future money, is going towards things like, yeah, the first one is free, but here's the thing, is if I play through the first one, I'll want to play through the other ones. So... yeah, Bendy's the other thing is I've seen a lot of gameplay on that one. So, but we'll see. We'll see. I've got a lot of the money that I currently have is going towards emotes. I've already paid like half of the thing for the emotes. We've got 3 emotes coming up. We're gonna have Feels Linda Man. We're gonna have Hook Drop, which is the equivalent of Kappa or a mic drop. That's going to be our sub emote. And we're going to have Heart Hands. because those were the suggestions I got. But I want to get more from that person because I want to have like a gemstone emote. I want to have, ideally, the sub emotes that I want it to be like a green gem for the regular subs, a blue gem, like a heart gem, a blue gem for the second tier, and a red gem for the third tier. But I don't have the money for that yet. So that's gonna be like really far down the road.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all
That's
of the obsession and
thank
frustration,
you so much for that
just
subscription.
to be told by someone you can trust that things
I'm
are
so
going
happy.
to be okay.
And all of the subscribers are
be
going to
nice?
be on that wall there. So I've got 30 so far. Every time you guys resub, I'm going to add a little thing to it. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
This game's weird. Oh! We're in Canada. Look, this is Canada.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between. You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Yeah, that's okay. The first subscriber was Fluffy, or Bear in a Cave TV. Bedroom over here somewhere, I'm guessing. Looking at horror games. God. Hey, Apothic, did you know? That's for everybody in the chat. Did you know that me, from Canada, cannot send a gift to somebody in the US, but somebody in the US can send a gift to me in Canada on Steam? Good job, Steam. Make it cheesy. No. Lol. I'd like to claim seashells because you sent me games. No, it's recent. Since they changed stuff. Yeah, no. It's recent. Guys, it's recent. It's recent. Since they changed, because you can't have games in your inventory and stuff, they region locked Canada because of the money difference. Yeah, it is recent. No, but not anymore.
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful. I know that Coda really liked
Knocks
this
on the door. What did you
Of
do?
all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it.
What did
It
you
was during a
do?
period of a few months where he was like roast.
Pathic, thank you so much for sending me Bendy and the Ink Machine Chapter 2. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I need to add Bendy and the Ink Machine Chapter 1 to my library first. It's not letting me add the second one. Hold on, we'll do that real quick. Start up the machine. Yeah, I'll just add it real quick.
Hello? Someone there?
Oh, hold on. You guys were hearing the trailer right there. Okay. There you go. Da da da. Okay. Alright. Oh, Pathic,
all the
thank you
time,
so much
just
for that. I
walked around
appreciate
with
it.
a constant smile on his face.
Goddamn rug. Yeah. I've played one game so far. I've done one spoopy stream. Can I jump on the table? Yeah, I'm a boogie woogie. I'm a boogie woogie dance. Can I do it through the wall? No, okay. I bid you adieu. I'm hoping you're through the
I'm glad you
pain
made
of
this.
my life is stressful.
I'm glad you found
Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Can I get some heart hands for Apothic, please? Thank you so much, Apothic. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I really do. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful rest of your evening, day. I appreciate the support. I really do.
But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive. Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it. This
Items
one
to
gets a
love
bit
at
goofy.
member only price. Why did I come today? Because this is part of the game. To pick become perfect. Jesus Christ. Oh, I teleported.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts. And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now. I fell pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days. This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange.
Jesus Christ. Creepy music. I'm trying to pick the worst possible things to say. Oh look, it's the end of the level. There's a lamppost. And there comes a prison again.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very helpful when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Jesus Christ. You must keep your eyes closed? I'm not gonna close my eyes.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
There has to be a switch somewhere. Okay. Okay, there's got to be... the lamppost. Okay, I know where to go.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Oh god, please let this not be a foreshadowing thing. Jesus Christ, please. Oh, but it is. No! No! The guy's gonna kill himself. No! Water? Shit, did I spoil the end? I mean, that's
If
the
the
foreshadowing
last game featured
element,
Coda talking
so
explicitly
you
about
didn't
his
spoil
creative
anything.
frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my
Stupid.
perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on. You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash. Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain.
Stupid fucking prison. God damn it.
I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop. But it didn't stop.
This is
After
a horrible
finishing
game.
this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
If the ending is what I think it is, then yeah, this is a horrible game. Not in the sense that it's badly done, but in the sense that, like, there's so many more better ways that they could have portrayed this. If what I'm thinking is correct. There's a stupid guard in front of the door. It called itself Coda.
And of course, it's the machine.
Why do I hear water? Yeah, okay. I can smell the end of the game right here. Back here again. Ah, now this is my kind of game. Therapy. This is amazing. I love it.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral?
Nope.
Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring
Nope.
meaning back into his work?
Nope.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Yeah, guys, please vote on the straw poll if you haven't already. Pretty sure this game's coming to an end. Put down your weapon. I'm not gonna shoot you. I don't want to shoot the machine. I want to shoot what the machine has created.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
And then he killed himself.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower. And to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made.
Before he hung himself.
So let's take a look.
Watch this. You can tell by the voice of the narrator this is gonna go bad real quick. So in between the games, we're gonna take like a 5-minute break. Oh. Hi, wall, what's up? Oh,
and this
Lord.
is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Is that gonna kill me?
This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the level, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Okay.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
This is obviously the game of somebody who is
The
depressed.
switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure,
God.
I guess, when I can't.
That narrator does
Fix
all
the
the things
problem.
wrong. Anyway.
But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game?
I understand this
I don't
game
know why I
perfectly.
would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution. But I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend.
Oh,
I
Ruby.
had come to so many conclusions from
I'm
looking at
serious.
all this work up to this point.
I know
and
this
then
game was
suddenly
it was
none of
made
them-
this way for a reason. There's a lot.
I had
There's a
been
deeper
trying to, though. That was the
thing
thing.
to it. But
For
if
years,
this
I was
is
trying to
this
get to know him, to
is
understand
about what I
who he
think it's
actually
about,
was
then yeah,
and
the
what he
narrator,
stood for.
quote unquote, is going
I asked
about
him
it
so
wrong.
many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to
What I
tell me
think
what 3 dots mean.
It is.
And he wouldn't.
It's about a game creator that is depressed.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with
You know,
him,
depression
if I could have somehow
is
made his work my own,
something.
that I would finally
If he
be
wants-
once and for all happy.
I don't know. This is what it inspires
that I
me.
needed
This
to
place is
see
depressing.
myself
Those games are
somewhere.
depressing. They're all about
needed
prison and
someone other than
things like
me.
that, and like being stuck,
But he stopped
basically.
and left. And it felt
that's kind of what
somehow
depression
like I
is.
had failed.
So that's why I'm like, I get it. I understand what this game's about. If that's what it is. I could be wrong. But
Where did I
if
screw up?
Carnage says that I'm gonna be pissed about the ending, then this is what it's about. It's the only way that I could be pissed about the ending. Okay,
I am
cool.
the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable. And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say.
See this here?
Even though I was showing
can
your
understand.
work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally.
Giving
For
them
a
something that is
moment,
not yours
while
to
I
give,
had
violating.
that,
Yeah,
I liked
yeah.
myself.
Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them? Okay.
And then you stopped. And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all.
Coda's a girl, isn't
Nothing.
she?
Less than nothing. What does that mean?
Giving me away to people. Yeah. Fact that you think I'm frustrated and broken says more than about you than me. There's depression somewhere in there. That just doesn't make sense to you yet. Which is fine, you're not my problem to stall. Fuck you. But I do have the one day click say you make peace with this thing you're wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
This game's more powerful point. Makes me feel bad for even watching this. Yeah. It makes you uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable, and I've got the depression. And you finally see what I'm talking about. Don't say anything. God damn puzzle.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work. Is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up.
Because that's going to fix the problem.
If I apologize to you, truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please. I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please.
Walls are closing in.
Start making games again.
Hi,
Please
Drunk.
help me.
How you
Please
doing,
give
my
me some
friend?
of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing.
Jesus
You
Christ,
put in your
narrator,
work. You
calm
were
your
complete
fucking
in some way
tits.
that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself.
Hey, can I get a shout out for
Please.
Drunk, please?
I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
So, the depressed person is the narrator? Somebody's depressed in this. It's gotta be either the fucking game maker or the narrator. Is that the end of the game? That's it? Guys, if you don't know this amazing fucking person, okay, go check him out. Drunk Enough is an amazing streamer. He plays games like no, not Daisy, 7 Days to Die, there we go. So make sure that you give him a follow at twitch.tv, god damn it, I'm tired, /Drunk Enough. How are you doing, my friend? Look, a mega lamppost.
More.
Blushes.
More love.
Shut
more
up, you're not
praise,
blushing.
More
You're
people
fine.
telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
Okay, there it is. Okay, a train station. Lampposts. Is this Harry Potter? The fuck? How are you doing, Drunk? How was your stream today? I was there for a while.
Solution.
I was
Solution.
lurking.
Solution.
Yep, this is definitely Harry Potter. Look, there's a train in the middle of nowhere. Thank you for the shout out, Tank. I appreciate
I
it.
guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making
I was just
prison
thinking
games,
that, Ruby. Harry Potter? Yeah, that's
maybe
what it
I
makes me
wouldn't
think
have thought
of.
He was so desperate. I wouldn't have told
Or the
so many
owls.
people that he was depressed.
Good question.
Maybe he just likes
So I can get
making
rest, so I can
prisons.
do a 24-hour tomorrow. Ooh, awesome. That's cool. That's awesome. A 24-hour stream. Yeah, you were always good at doing the, like, long-ass streams.
Even now.
What's the
disease
point
is
of that
telling you to
balcony on that
stop.
side? There's nothing
Don't show
there.
people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Right, makes sense, right? Oh no, not the room in black. This game makes me uncomfortable. It really does, guys. I was kind of bummed today, though. How come? What happened, Drunk? The fuck is this place? Is that creepy much? The fuck is this place? Oh god, I don't like this. I really don't like this place. And you couldn't thank them? Oh, I'm sorry.
If I knew that my life
That
depended
sucks.
on finding something to be driven by other
That
than
sucks. I'm
validation,
sorry to hear that. But I mean,
what would
you can
that
still
even be?
thank them on your next stream.
It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation
He's an affiliate
is
like me.
unthinkable. Like, I
Bouncer.
actually cannot conceive of what that would
That
be.
abandoned mind from— that's what it is! It's the abandoned mind from the Proper People. God damn. He's got a sub button just like me. He's an affiliate. Oxy. Click, Bouncy. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying.
What now?
I think. I don't know. Are you a partner, Trunk? I think he's just an affiliate. As far as I'm concerned, but I don't know. I could be wrong. All the
think I need
affiliates
to-
got their sub button.
And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna...
The narrator's leaving me? The narrator's gonna kill himself.
Okay.
Not literally, more like godly. Yeah, I agree with that. One last chance to vote, guys. Vote on the next game I'm gonna play once I'm done with this piece of garbage. Which we've been playing for 2 hours, or 1 hour and 45 minutes. Probably a little bit longer than that. No more crafting. I still craft. I just, like, I've been wanting to play more video games, and I want to achievement hunt shit. Okay. Oh, it's an elevator. Cool. I've just been feeling like playing video games lately. I mean, every 2 weeks, I do a free-to-play Friday, which means I play a free-to-play game on Steam, and everybody's open to try them with me as well. Last week was Soda Dungeon. And then the other Fridays is Final Fantasy Friday, and then on Thursdays I've got Teamwork Thursdays, where I play games with other people that require co-op, and therefore teamwork. And then I fill in between crafting and gaming for the other ones. Lately I've been in a mood to play video games, so I've been playing video games and streaming it. And I've been trying to, at least for all my video game playthroughs, to have it on, I used to play Cards Against Humanity with Bouncer. I mean, eventually, if I have enough people in here will do like viewers technically the Saturdays or sub Saturdays, but because I didn't have only had one sub, which was Fluffy Teddy or Bear in a Cave TV, there wasn't much to do. So I couldn't do a whole lot of games with subs because I only had one sub. But eventually, when I get to a certain amount of subs, we'll have sub Saturdays and we'll like play games together and stuff. Oh, it's that beam again that's gonna make me float through it. Yep, it's making me go through the wall. And that's the end of the game. What am I looking at? It's a maze. Okay. Yeah, I've played CAH with Tank. Okay, this is gonna spell out some sort of word at some point. It was terrible. I'm sure it wasn't that bad. It was greatness. There you go. And that's the end of the game. I'm trying to guess when the end of the game's gonna be.
Turn back.
For R.
Turn back from this cave.
Yeah, at some point.
You said
This project would not have been possible without the following individuals. That's it. You beat the game, guys. Okay. Cool. Turn back. Alright. Last chance to vote, guys. Oops, I alt-tab. I want to see the results of that straw poll. Last chance. So are you pissed at the ending? I'm not pissed, but this game made me feel uncomfortable. Does that answer your question? I've got a fucking black screen. My question is, what's the real message of the game? What is it trying to convey? Every game has like a point or a message. You know? This was pointless. I mean, I'm sure it's got a message and shit. But what happened? It's done. It's over.